Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So my name is Laura if you haven't been here before. So today we're doing a full face of makeup using products from only Poundland. Now this is a collaboration I was invited to join by the lovely Museum Girl 135. If you haven't checked out her channel, please go ahead and do so. So there is a few other ladies that are involved in this collaboration, but I shall link all of them in the description box so you can go ahead and check out everybody else's videos. So we've all been along to the Pound Shop if we haven't already got products from the Pound Shop, so we can do a full face of makeup using only Poundland products. So here's my bag. I didn't have the products to use, so I went ahead and purchased them. So before we get started, I just want to point out that I'm not a makeup artist, nor am I any form of pro. So this is my bare face with no makeup on whatsoever. You won't see me like this very often because I'm quite conscious of the way I look without makeup. I've got cystic acne, which is quite horrible. It's a lot worse than when I was younger, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I've also got very, very dark eyes, as you can see. That's normal. I have chronic fatigue syndrome and I always look like this. I've always been a very pale person with dark eyes. So yeah, that's why I don't tend to come on camera like this. Also, before I get started, just want to point out I've got this little top knot, or I've tied back the top of my hair just so that it's not in my face when I apply my makeup. Yes, I look like Mr. Majika before anyone points it out. I'm quite aware it looks ridiculous. But my hair is growing. If you haven't been following, a while back, I think it's a year ago now, I had my hair cut and it was bodged by the local hairdressers and I had to wear wigs. So much so I've now come to enjoy wigs and I've got several, so yeah, that was a good thing in the end. But yeah, this is now how long my hair is, but it's at an annoying length where you can't do much with it, but it's overgrown, which means that it looks like I need a haircut. So I look really untidy no matter what I do with it. It's really annoying. I hate it. I really do hate it. But anyway, we're going to get stuck in. What I'm going to do first is show you all of the items in my bag, what I picked up from the Pound Shop, and then I shall apply it. If you don't want to watch this part of the video, I will timestamp it in the description box so that you can skip ahead to me applying it. Right, so let's get into my bag. I'm just going to take one item out at a time and explain it, and yeah. So first up we have this. This is the Makeup Gallery Smoothly Does It Pressed Powder, and this is in the shade Translucent 1. I've never tried any of these products before and they are sealed, so I haven't used them before this video, so God knows what this is going to go like, but you know, we will find out. Then I have this, which is the same again. It's another Makeup Gallery item and it's a highlighting powder, which looks really odd for a highlighting powder shade. I think it's probably meant for a darker complexion, and it's a highlighting powder in the shade Pearl Shimmer. I'm not sure why I picked this one up. I can't help but wonder if I picked this up thinking it would be a good bronzer if I didn't pick up a bronzer, but we'll figure it out once we get to the end of the bag. Next up I have this one, and this is once again is the same packaging, and it's the blusher in the shade Soft Blush. So we have our blusher. Then we have this one, which is the gorgeous, flawless, long-lasting foundation with UVA, UVB filters, and it's a Warm Porcelain 2 shade. It says it's long-lasting, so we'll soon find out. So this is an interesting one. There was no testers, so I could probably look quite hideous once I've applied this. Yeah. This video might be quite a giggle because there was no testers. Then we have this. Now this is actually the bronzer, so now I'm even more confused. This is the matte bronzer in the shade Matte Light 1. I think this was the lightest they had, so we'll see. We'll see. Then we have this. It's an eyeshadow kit in a quad, and it just says eyebrow kit, so yeah. Then we have this. This is an eyeshadow duo, and it's in Nutmeg 2. Then we have this one. This is, again, in the same brand. I think they're all the same brand. I'm quite aware that recently Poundland came out with some newer makeup, and unfortunately my local store didn't have any of it, so it's all the same brand. So this is the Butter Me Up Lip Butter in the shade Cappuccino, and it says creamy buildable lip butter that leaves your lips soft. So I'm quite intrigued by that. It looks like a nice shade. Then we have this. Looks like a cool tone colour. This is a matte lip colour, so this must be a liquid lipstick, and it's in the shade Latte 2. Then we have a mascara. I'm dreading this, really am. Turn Up the Volume and Define. It's a waterproof mascara, and it's ultra black. So yeah, I have bought a lot of makeup from Poundland, but it's always brand stuff. I've never ever tried any of this. I'm not a makeup snob as such, because I like using brands, you know, any brand. I like trying everything. Yeah, I'm not really a makeup snob. I like to try a little bit of everything, so my taste varies depending on the product. I don't just like specific brands. I like specific products from specific brands. But because I'm completely new to this and it's so cheap, I'm a little bit... it'd be unfair of me to say I'm not a little bit scared or worried about this, because obviously some of these shades are not really what I'd go for, but it's all they had. So this is the concealer stick, and it says natural coverage, and it's in Ivory 1. I'd just like to say there was actually no testers for any of this, so this is completely blind. Could be quite amusing. Next up we have this, and this is the soft coat eyeliner in the shade Brown 4. So it's a brown eyeliner. And then last but not least, in here we have this. And this is an eyeshadow shimmer. This, I think, if this is like what I've used before in the past when I was really young, this is going to take me back some years. This is in the shade Pixie. So when I was a teenager, the only eyeshadow I would use looked like this sort of casing, and it was a rollable, and you just rolled it onto your eyelids. I used to cover my whole eyelids, and that was totally it. That was it. That was the extent of my knowledge. Right, so it's looking like that powder I wasn't sure about is actually a highlighter. So it must have been the lightest highlighter that they had on the shelf. So that could be quite interesting. It's obviously for people with darker skin than myself. So it's probably not going to look too good on my skin, but you know, there's probably a few items that are going to look a bit ridiculous. So just please bear that in mind when I apply it, because this video is just for fun. So let's get started, shall we, and see what we can do. Just quickly, if I look off to the side a bit, there's a mirror beside me just there, so I'm going to be looking into there while I'm applying it, and then I shall probably turn back every so often and talk to you guys. Two things I couldn't get for my full face of makeup. One was a primer. There was no primers. And the second thing was a setting spray, and I would never have expected to find a setting spray for £1. I'm just going to use a primer that I've been using. It's an Avon one, and I'm just going to rub that into my face because I don't really want to be putting it all on without any primer. I mean, it might not make any difference, but it might. So we're going to do it anyway. I always wear it, so I'm quite concerned about this. I just rub it in with my fingers. So if you enjoy this video, please do give me a thumbs up and check out the other ladies that I will link for you, so you can see how they did too. They'll probably do a much better job than me, and they may have even had better options in their local Poundlands. I'm interested to see what they managed to use. Right, so that's the primer down. I think next up what we're going to do is put some concealer on. Right, so what I'm going to do is just apply some of this to my sponge. It's just a Too Faced spray that I'm not particularly keen on. because it leaves splodges of glitter over your face. So I've been using it to wet my sponge, so that's not really cheating, it's just wetting my sponge. I'm just doing it differently. So we're going to start off with the concealer. What I usually do is wear 2 different types of concealer. I usually start out by putting concealer on my under eyes and blemishes, then I apply foundation, and then I apply another concealer which is lighter than my skin to highlight my under eye and down my nose and my chin and up here on my forehead. Okay, right, so I've got the wrapper off. This is how it looks. And let me have a swatch. There we go, so that's what it looks like on my skin. Okay, so it looks like my camera stopped working, so hopefully we haven't missed too much. So I'm just going to apply this where my blemishes are, and then my under eye. Just blend it in. It's quite draggy. Let's just... hide those nasties. Okay, so that's the concealer, well, the first lot of concealer done. As you can see, it's covered up those blemishes quite nicely. It is very draggy. I'm not keen on that at all, really. Next up is the foundation. Let's see how this looks, shall we? I'm dreading this because I have no idea what this is going to look like. Oh, I don't think this is going to look right. Uh-oh. Oh no, this is not the colour for me, guys. This is too warm. Oh dear. Look at that. Well, we've got to do it, so yeah, the laugh is on me now, guys. I reckon the other ladies are probably going to have done a better job than me, because I'm sure that there's probably testers in other shops, and this is ridiculous. Oh gosh, look at it. It's horrible. Okay. Oh no. It's very, very light. It's in light coverage. Oh god, I look like a tango doll. Comment below if you remember the tango doll. Oh gosh. This is awful. Oh. I've got to film the rest of my block looking like this as well, because I film my videos in blocks of like 7 or 9. In the winter I can only manage 5 at a push because of how dark it is, and now because the weather's changed in the UK, I can film between 7 and 9 videos in each block, and yeah, I've got to do the rest of my block looking like this because this is the first video. I always do a makeup video first and then fill up the rest of the block with other things, because I've got to wear makeup anyway, because I don't like having a bare face when I do my videos, so because it looks awful because of the spots or the acne, best way to put it, I suppose. But I'm not really sure what's worse, having acne or having an orange face. I can't even pass it off as a suntan because it's just, oh. It is so orange. Oh well. I suppose it could have been worse. It's not the absolute worst, it could be. Just bringing it down my neck a little bit. It's not very good coverage. You can see all my blemishes still, and let's see, you see this one? It's not covered it up. I would say that this one's a very light coverage. So my eyebrows look dreadful at the minute as well, because my arms have been hurting because I've been so unwell. I haven't got around to doing it for a little while. I had my B12 injection on Friday and it's only just started to kick in, and for the first 6 weeks after having my injection I tend to pick up, but because I have chronic fatigue syndrome as well, once we get to the 6-week point I start going back downhill again. So for the remainder of the 10 weeks, the next 4 weeks I spend quite bedbound and struggling, and I couldn't do my eyebrows, so that's why my eyebrows look a state, if anyone was wondering. Or if I just look a general mess. Yep, I have B12 deficiency, guys, on top of CFS, and it's not very pleasant. So, right, okay, now we've done the foundation, we're going to go back in with this nasty, draggy concealer, that's right, to try to highlight my face with, and I'm not sure how that's going to do. Right, let's just do this anyway. So, I would usually put some on my chin here, then I'd put some down my nose. I think all this is going to do is take off what I've already put on. Then I would put some on my forehead up there. Let's just blend that in and then we'll do my eyes. Right, and then the eyes. Actually, now I've taken that top layer off of this, it's not quite pulling the same way. So you never know. Okay, right, so that's that. I don't think it's made any difference. I think it matches my skin. But because my skin is so fair anyway, it's difficult to find a concealer that's lighter to brighten my skin. So, I mean, this hasn't even cancelled out my dark circles particularly. So, there you go. Oh, my face looks like a big waxy mess. It doesn't look good. I'm not happy with that. Right. I'm off to a flying start, guys. I've just realised I forgot to do a step. Usually, I put my concealer on, then my foundation. I set the foundation, I put the concealer on, and then I set that. But I forgot the first stage of setting because I'm too busy gas bagging. Right, so we're next going in with this powder here. Hopefully this is better than some of the other ones I've used. And I just stamp it into my skin. I don't brush it about really. Well, I like this a little bit more than the foundation, I must admit. This is better than the actual liquid. So I do apply a lot of powder, and that's because I have extremely oily skin. Next up, we are going to do the bronzer, which is very warm. So let's just give it a go. I always do it around the hairline, just round here, all the way around the edge of my hairline, and then down. Just warms your face up. Not that I bloody need it with this foundation, but you know, we're not going to skip a step because that would be cheating. And it's not meant to be serious. It's just a fun thing to do. And if I'm not keen on some of this, my daughters might like it. I might not, but you never know. It's not coming off as dark as I thought it would. So that's the bronzer done. We are going to highlight next. Highlight with quite a dark highlighter. Let's have a look. So when we open it, it looks like this, and it looks similar to some of my bronzers. So let me just show you on my finger. Look at that. Oh, it looks like more like a nude sort of blush or shade. It's really, really odd. This is what's going to make me look hideous, this part. I know it doesn't look great already, but I've got a bit of a glow going on. Oh no. Oh no, this is making me look like I've got blobs of big tan going on my forehead. Oh, I look like I've got a bruise. Oh God. This was the best highlight option they had as well, so yeah, we're just gonna keep going. I look like I'm bruised bad, guys. Oh, can you see that? There. It's just not blending particularly either, so that does not help. Oh my God. In the rest of my videos, everyone's going to think I look like a complete clown. I mean, this does look dreadful. We should just do a little bit. See if we can get away with not doing too much. Oh God. What have I got myself into? I can honestly say this is probably going to be the most dreadful look of them all. So, if you want to see a sensible looking finish, then probably look at the other ladies' videos, because you're not going to get it with mine. I look like I've been out in the sun and whacked about a bit with a baseball bat. Oh God, the more I put on, the more I think, why did I do that? I'm looking a little bit different. Oh no. I'm just looking in the bigger mirror over there. Wow. Wow. Next up we have eyebrows. God help me. God help me. Mind you, it can't get any worse, can it, eh? I need to get in. That's one thing, if you haven't figured out about me, guys, is I really struggle with getting into packaging because I've got carpal tunnel and chronic illnesses. I'm a bit of a weakling when it comes to opening packaging, so it takes bloody ages. Right, so they are the colours. I think I'm going to go with that colour up here. Let me find a brush. Right, so let's brush these bad boys out and try to make them look similar, even though one of my eyebrows looks completely different to the other. Oh, wow. This is a bit different. If you want some cheap eyebrow powder, guys, go to Primark. Don't buy it in the pound shop. Don't, please don't. Because I think the one in Primark is £1.50 or £2. It's a very tiny bit dearer than this. And I love that one. This, no. No, 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 no. I'm going to go with the lighter shade for the other half in the hopes that that looks better. Oh, gosh. There's no words. There's absolutely no words for this. I am not going to be taking a picture close up, guys, at the end of this video like I always do with makeup. All it's going to achieve is everybody falling off their chairs or beds, giggling their heads off at me because I look an absolute state, and I don't fancy that today. Thank you very much. So, guess what's next? Eyeshadow. Huh? Wow. Surely it can't get any worse. Oh, God. I'm glad I'm not going out, mind you. With the state of some people these days, they probably wouldn't even notice. I mean, I tend to think I look bad, but when you get outside you realise you're not looking as bad as you think. And it makes you feel better about yourself. Not that I'm being big-headed, because I'm not very good with makeup. So, we're going to go with the lightest shade in there to go over my eyelids. And we're going to go underneath the brow bone. This looks very chalky. Very chalky indeed, my lovelies. Right, next up we're going to use a different brush. And we're going to go in with this colour. But I'm only going to put it on lightly because, you know, I'm not sure about this. If I go too mad, it might be complete car crash. Mind you, I don't think it could get much worse than it already is. Do you know what? This is dumb, guys. I don't know if you can tell it, but all it has done is make me look like I just haven't applied anything to my eyes in the first place. So I've used concealer to cancel out my dark eyes. And now, it looks like I've got dark eyes again. They look bruised. So yay. Yay for Poundland. And it almost looks like it's taken off the foundation underneath it as well. It really does. Not liking that either. I've not found a single product that I actually like so far. So we're going to give this a go. This is the eyeshadow that I think is a rollable. And I'm just going to apply this to my lids and see how that looks. Because why not? Let's just try, shall we? Yeah, it's a rollable. And now that looks really pretty. I quite like that colour. Yeah. So we are gonna just, I guess, either try and do it on my, roll it around on my finger. Oh yeah, I can do it like that. Okay, that's not the worst. I mean, it's quite sheer, but it's pretty. It's a darn sight better than anything else I've put on today. So we're just going to roll with that. Okay, that's kind of saved the eyes a little bit. It's just a very pretty sort of sheer peachy pink. I reckon it'd make a nice highlighter actually. Okay, I like that. It'd be perfect sort of no makeup look. Right, okay, moving on. We now have some brow kohl pencil eyeliner, which I'm going to apply to my waterline. Let me bring in my mirror closer. Okay, that's that. We're getting near the end now. Now it's mascara time, and this I'm dreading. I struggle with mascaras, especially cheaper ones. They tend to transfer, and I end up with mascara everywhere. Okay, so one of the biggest issues I have with mascaras is that my eyes water a lot when the sun comes out, which then means that the mascara needs to be waterproof, and even then it doesn't necessarily stop it from transferring. Okay, so that's what the wand looks like. Let's see how we get on with this. Right, I did actually manage to get a bit of mascara right up here above my eye. And then last but not least is the lipstick, and I'm going to go with this lip butter because my lips are very dry anyway. So I thought I would try this one today. You know, I've just realised something. I actually decided a short while ago to start changing how I film because of the weather, and I learnt to turn my camera around as well so that we didn't just have this middle part of the screen. And then my last block I completely forgot myself and did the whole block the wrong way. Well, I had the camera around the wrong way. I had the same position so the lighting was okay, like this one, but I forgot to turn the camera around again. So the rest of my block will probably look different to this video because I'll remember to turn the camera around. So this is what it looks like. It's just like a crayon. And it kind of twists up. And it actually goes back down right as well. So, I mean, this isn't going to look its best because I've got extremely dry lips. So we're going to give it our best anyway. Okay, so that's the lip product. It's quite sheer, as is everything else. It feels actually quite nice on my lips. What I will say is it's very, very similar to applying a normal lip balm. It feels very similar to lip balm. So, yeah, that's my full face of Poundland makeup. Let me know if there's any products in there that you love. I'm curious to know what everyone thinks of the products I've picked. And are there actually any Poundland products that you know of that I haven't used that I may actually really enjoy? I think if I was being honest, if I was going to buy any of it again, it'd probably be this in different colours, maybe a pink or a red if they actually have them, I don't know. I'm not sure this colour's the right colour for me, but you know, it's not terrible. I mean, I could look a lot worse. I thought I'd look worse. I think, if I'm being honest, the issue with the Poundland makeup for me is that it doesn't blend. The powders, they just don't move. Once you've got them on your skin and try to move, it just does not budge anywhere. Whether it's for the eyebrow or the eyes, it just doesn't go anywhere. You can't blend it. Everything in this whole collection that I've bought is just so sheer. Even the mascara, when you put it on, it is black, but it's not as black as the next mascara that I would have used. So, I mean, it lengthened my lashes very slightly. It didn't volumize them, and it wasn't the darkest of blacks. So, yeah, I mean, it was definitely worth me doing because I learnt a lot using it. If I had to pick a favourite, I would probably say it was the Rollerball eyeshadow. Although it's very light and very sheer, it's very pretty colour and I quite liked it. So if I was to keep any of it, I really would go with that. The thing I hated the most, I think it has to be, the highlighter, and that is, it'd be unfair to judge it purely on being a highlighter because the shade wasn't right. I mean, perhaps if I got the right shade, it would have worked better. But yeah, unfortunately, because of the shade, this didn't work for me. I mean, maybe if I had the right shade, the formula might have been better. I mean, probably a bit far-fetched, you know, but you never know. Maybe I could be wrong. So yeah, this definitely wasn't the right colour for me. Oh, actually, there was one product I didn't use, and that was the liquid lipstick, because I chose to use the other one. What I will do before I go is just quickly swatch it for you so you can see what that's like in case it's something that interests you. Right, I've had to go over it a few times. It's quite a sheer cool tone brown. No, actually it's drying. As it's drying, it's looking more warm toned. What an odd colour. I don't dislike it. It probably would look better than the colour I put on, but you know, that's the one I went with. Yeah, that would have suited me more than the one I've got on, but never mind. So guys, that was my full face of Poundland makeup video. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. If there's any other makeup brand you would like to see me do a full face of makeup on, please do let me know in the comments section. I might be able to do it, I might not, but you never know. We can always take a look. So yeah, I'm always glad of your requests. Please do note though, if you have already given me a request recently, I do have a list and I work through them in the gaps I have between the videos that I have to do each month and the ones I'm wanting to do each month. So I dot them in where I can. So it may be a while between you requesting something and me actually posting that video. I slide it in wherever I can. So guys, from me until next time, take care of yourselves and have a lovely day. I'll see you in my next video, guys. Goodbye.